time is now. The time is now. The time is now. I'm Trent, and this is Vision Preparedness. The time is now. The time is now.
Ha! Welcome, folks, to Mayhamic Thursday. We're almost there to the weekend. How's everybody doing today, folks? Come on in, sit down, kick your shoes off. It's been a Thursday. Get your favorite beverage and sit back, and we're going to have us a discussion and talk about a thing or three. But before we do that, let's say hello to a couple of folks. Good evening, Loretta. How are you, family? Good to see you, and thank you for coming in. Hope you're doing well today, Loretta. Little Lone Preppers in the building. Good to see you. Good to see you. Loving Life is in the house along with Southern Tier Prepper. Good to see you. My man, Ghost Lincoln. How are you, my brother? Hope you had a great day today. Blackbird's in the building. James Trump 24 Price. Good to see you. How are you? This cup of coffee is for you, my brother. Hope you had a great day today. Plan B, Idaho. It is so good to see you. Yes. Plan B said, I have had enough of Joe's Big Boy Conference. I'm with you. That's okay. Not, we got too much longer. Not too much longer. Guardsman Nan, good to see you. Welcome in. If I butchered your name, forgive me. Who else we got? Cha-Cha's in the building. Good to see you, my dear. How are you? Sharon Barrett, welcome in. My man, Robert Bates. Good to see you. Pilgrims in the house. Good to see you. Wolfang, welcome. Michigan Outpost 231, good to see you. Jennifer Ocean Homestead. She's telling y'all, hit the like button and make sure you are subscribed. Yes, please do, because YouTube plays shenanigans. Yes, who else we got in here? KP Heathen. I'm telling y'all don't get it, so I'm going to have to say it in another language. KP Heathen is the best concrete man in the business in the state of Louisiana. And I'm going to say as far as west of the Mississippi. Hi, son. How are you? Good to see you, Cole. Where's your brother? As he tries to knock down everything. Good to see you. Welcome in. Who else we got? Jim Ketchum. Good evening, my friend. Good to see you. Nighthawk, how are you? Welcome in. Thank you for stopping by tonight. Everybody, Sherry's in the building. Good gracious. Jules is in the building. OUPES is in the building. Everybody's in here tonight. Good to see y'all. I'm so glad y'all came by. Sharon Barrett, good to see you. Dawn E. Eloa Ministries. Good, my gracious. Y'all must not have nothing to do on a Thursday night. Huh, interesting. Hill Summit Homestead, my man, my brother, my friend, Jack. Thank you for showing up because we made it to the weekend, y'all. Jack is living proof. It is Friday where he's from. Yes, Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Hope you are doing well. Folks, I'm not going, for those of y'all that I did not personally get to speak to, Happy Mac is in the building. Good to see you, my brother. Hope you're doing well. We have an amazing guest with us tonight. An amazing guest. My guy, my sounding board, my antagonizer, the guy that stands behind the curtains throwing Skittles at me, talking about get 'em VP. Teresa, good to see you. Tracy K's in the building. Hoogie family's in the building. Man, oh man, good to see you, Tracy K. But yeah, this guy stands behind the curtain throwing Skittles and freeze-dried Tootsie Rolls, talking about get 'em. So without further ado, folks, I want to bring up my good friend, my guy, my man, Mr. Mad Shad. Good evening.
Greetings from the Erie Coast. It's a wonderful time here in Northeast Ohio. How you doing, Brother Trent?
Doing well. How are you doing, Chad?
All right, outstanding. How's everybody in chat? I see everybody in chat. What's up? How y'all doing?
Yes, indeed. So before we get started, folks, many of you know, you might saw the video from Devil Dog Prepper. We have been in contact with his wife. His wife texted me after his surgery. His surgery went absolutely massively successful. They were able to remove the complete tumor. He is resting. He is doing well. His vital signs are absolutely perfect. And before he went in, he would probably be in the hospital for 10 days. So those of you that have been praying for him, please continue to pray for him. And what we are going to do, we are launching a campaign to give him a surprise when he comes home. Right now, we want to get Devil Dog Prepper to 500 subscribers. Here is the link to his channel. Folks, if you have not subscribed to Devil Dog Prepper, please, kind sir, kind ma'am, subscribe to his channel, watch a video, leave a like, leave a comment, please. Let's give him a really, really good welcome home from his YouTube family. Because he told me, now you make sure you keep everybody up to date on YouTube, and you have my permission to give them an update of how I'm doing and all that good stuff. So that's the first thing we want to do. My Renaissance grandma, good to see you. Y'all better behave and y'all better listen, because grandma is in the chat. She'll get you. Grandma don't play. And y'all know that. So there we go. Paper Buttons 19, welcome in. She said, I'm already a sub to him. Thank you, Loretta. Appreciate it, appreciate it, appreciate it. Please, folks. Ghost Lincoln, do me a favor if you're still in the chat. Grab Devil Dog's link and randomly throughout the night drop it in the chat. Dude, you need to lay down, and I don't need you chewing on nothing. Okay, y'all. Skills needed during SHTF. No matter what kind, big, small, personal, electrical grids down, the world goes to pooping back. A fire, a tornado,
Forest fire,
yes.
hurricanes, earthquakes,
yes,
zombies, plague of locusts. I mean, yeah.
Right. It could be anything. These are skills that we need to have. And you don't have to be proficient in everything. But you have to at least attempt it. I've never gone hunting a day in my life. So if I happen to have to hunt, and I either bag a squirrel or a rabbit or a deer, guess what? I've never dressed an animal, but that's not going to stop me from trying. I'm going to drag it home and dress it, right, wrong, or indifferent. But you have to attempt. Go ahead, Professor.
No, I love where you're going with this. Please.
Yeah.
I mean, you've never hunted before, but if you were to get a said deer or let's say rabbit, let's use rabbit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was the same thing for my first time. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Never done it before, but I did it. Everybody laughed at me because I did it all wrong. And the more times that you do it, the better proficiency you have at it, right? So, but I still did it. I mean, you have to want it. That's the thing. If you want that skill, if you want to eat, you gotta want it. That comes down to willpower, mentality. The skills that you have that you need, you already have them. We're already built for survival. Yes. Our ancestors, our forefathers gave us this. They did the same thing with so much less running water. What's that? To them, that would be a creek.
Exactly. Yeah. Trish Progress. Welcome in. Urban Garden Chronicles. Good to see y'all. Thank you for joining us tonight. But you're right. Our ancestors did it with way less than what we have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And of course, they survived because, well, here we are, right? So if you don't make it, you ain't having offspring. So, but yeah, and what kind of skills would you want? What I mean, now would be a good time to start to prepare, to start to learn, or at least just get familiar with, say, how to dress a rabbit or a deer or something. Even if you just know the basics, then you can kind of muscle through the rest. Right. And knowing some of the pitfalls, don't cut this certain bag here or all your meat's dead, all your meat's poisoned, that kind of thing. Don't eat, this much of the rattlesnake's head, this much, cut that part off. Well, you learn from other people. You learn by doing as well. Yes, in a survival situation, if you make the wrong decision, it could be a fatal decision, sure. But you can't be afraid to not make mistakes, to not do it the best, because you're not going to be the best at whatever it is at first. My Sifu, Fred Christie, he used to say that true skill comes effortlessly, but only after long and arduous practice.
Yes.
Right. Eating bitter, suffering, going through it, just 5-hour horse stance and, just 1,000 push-ups, doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again until you just got it. You just know it. But then that's when the true learning starts, because now you've got the basics.
Yes.
But now you can grow. Now you can really grow. You can really and really perfect it. But it's amazing. What kind of are you okay with not being okay?
Yeah.
Are you okay with being hungry? Are you okay with being cold? Can you endure? Do you have the endurance skill set? That only comes from either an absolute super mind, willpower, or you've already been there. Have you been there? Do you know what your stopping point is? Do you know where your quit is? That's a good question to ask yourself, and to take yourself there. I know I could probably run 5 miles.
Mhm.
6 miles? Nah,
Right.
I'm done.
Yeah. And same here. And the one thing I can say, one skill that I have gotten a lot better with this year compared to last year is gardening.
Wow, right? Yeah,
Because,
producing food.
yeah, producing food. Last year, I did a little bit. I did green beans, cucumbers, um, tomatoes, and some onions. That was it.
Mm.
I had cucumbers up to my neck. So my canning skills got better
Yep.
because I canned and made pickles. And last night, the COO opened up a jar of canned jalapenos.
Woo.
Exactly. She was like, "You have got to be kidding me."
I'm inspired. I gotta say it. Candied jalapenos. Just putting it out there. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Huh. I may have to work on that one.
With
So
bacon somewhere in there.
exactly. So that was a skill because this year, I mean, for those of y'all that may be on the Insta machine, I put some pictures over there of the garden and things. Dude, I've got jalapeno. All my pepper plants are 3 feet tall or taller.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, it's truly impressive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like a
So
jungle.
yeah. So try it. And you don't have to be good at it, like you said the first time. You know, what's the old adage? Thomas Edison failed 1,000 times before he invented the light bulb.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter what you don't know. It's about what you learn along the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you learn so much,
Yes.
You learn, mostly you learn about yourself, what your limitations are, and are you comfortable with pushing your limitations?
Yes.
Some people aren't. I mean, I'm not, but I've been there. I know what it takes I know where my limits are, and I know I can keep going. It's not going to be pleasant, but I can do it until at such time I just can't. Whatever happens. 90% of it is mental, and 10% of it is physical. You know,
Right.
um,
It's
most people that what's this?
no, I was going to say, Bob 942, good to see you. He said, keep trying, sleep on the mistake, and try again.
Wow, good advice. Good advice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bob has a great skill set. He can work on jet fighters.
Exactly. Exactly. Bob has a great skill set. Yes. So, folks, think of what you're good at, and that's okay.
Mhm.
But what I
Yeah.
tend to do is focus on what I'm not that good at or familiar with or haven't even done. Prime example, the compression switch of my well pump is going ballistic. I'm like, what is that and why? So I had no clue. So, I talked to the engineer, showed him a picture. He told me what it is. He said, no, that's easy, dude. Told me where to go get it. And he was absolutely right. He said, it's a $20 part, dude. So what
Right
did
on.
I do? I bought 2 of them.
Redundancy. Yeah.
Power to it. Took a picture of it before I unplugged it, not unplugged it, but unwired it. And I'm not the best electrician, but I'll give it a go. So, I got the threaded pipe dope for the copper, put it on there, taking that bad boy down, wired it back while looking at the picture, that I took before I unscrewed everything so that I don't like fry myself or blow up the house, and put it back together, and boom, it works.
Right on. Right on.
Yeah.
I feel you, man. I feel you. I don't know how many times I've been. How many times have you been on the road and your car dies, or you get a flat tire, or two flat tires, or
Yeah.
something in your car just starts smoking or whatever. I remember a time I was with a friend of mine, and we were in this truck, and it just the truck died, and we're like, okay, so we get in there, we get in the hood. Yeah, it was an old Ford. It was in Tennessee, a bunch of rednecks. But so we crawl up into this truck, and he's like, I'm not a mechanic. I don't know anything about this. I was like, I don't either. I've helped people. I don't know. He said, okay, all right. So he starts looking at things, and he sees this rubber hose just kind of sitting there, and it's making sucking sounds. He's like, hmm. And he's looking at it, and and we're looking at it, and goes, what is that? That's a vacuum hose. A vacuum hose. What does why does a vehicle need a vacuum hose? So we start going through this concept, getting the concept of how a freaking engine works. And so he literally took a stick, put it in the hole, and we drove home. The engine works off compression, and we learned a lot that day about motors. We're like, yeah, start putting two and two together, and just put a stick in there. It created the vacuum. We were able to get home.
Yeah. Exactly. Plan B. And especially being a guy, because we read 0 directions.
Right. No.
We don't read directions.
Can't read.
No.
Yeah.
So, I took a picture to make sure that, because this is what, 220 or
especially when women folk around.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm not cooking myself tonight. So, yeah. But these are skill sets, folks. If event is a grid down, can you cook and feed your family? But at the same time, not creating a bunch of smoke or smells that other people would smell. I don't know. I'm just going to be of the adage, if they smell it and they come, then that's when the OPSEC kicks in and we go to plan B on security. I don't know. I'm sure somehow, some way, we will figure out how to cook without smells or smoke going out through the atmosphere.
Yeah. And you figure this stuff out, during the day, of course, you can see the smoke. At night, if you cook quick enough, it's the smell is in the air, and you don't know where it came from.
Yeah.
Or you do it at 3 to 5 in the morning when everybody's asleep, or there's maybe you cook certain things that are not as aromatic, right? You lay off the spices and herbs. I don't know. You cook quickly, eat it quickly, consume it quickly. I mean, there's so many ways. Or, like you said, just just be strong and say no.
Yes. Hoogie Homestead, you're absolutely correct. And that's exactly what I did when I moved out here where we currently live now. And when I moved here and bought this property, I was by myself. And you all right? Okay. Meanwhile, the very first thing I noticed is how dark it was at night. That's the very first thing I noticed. and I had to get comfortable with it being this dark out here with no lights, no ambient light or nothing other than the lights that come down my lane, driveway, whatever you want to call it. And that freaked me out. The second thing was how quiet it was. And the first time I heard a car coming down the road, it was 6 houses away. I heard it, didn't see it until it literally drove past. I was like, well, that's interesting, because sound travels.
Right. Right.
So those are the skills I had to really adjust with, literally night vision, seeing in the dark and being able to maneuver with less ambient light or light, period.
Yeah, and interesting, when it's dark,
Mhm.
you take note of nature, like other animals. They're quiet too because they're either hunting or they're being hunted. So any noise, you learn how to be stealthy and slow in the dark, right? So yeah, I mean, and I think the biggest skill, being like Hugi said, being okay with being inexperienced. Courage. I'm going to try to keep it PG-13. Courage is being scared, crapless, yet doing it anyway.
Yes.
That was the idea of courage. Like, I'm afraid. Like you get on the wheel, the carnival wheel, or you get on the roller coaster and you're like, but you're doing it. But I mean, it's okay. This is scary, but I'm doing it anyway. Some of us face the same thing with just trying to learn a skill, right? Trying to learn how to start a fire with no lighter, just a ferro rod or 2 sticks, rubbing them together. How do you start a fire if you've never started a fire before? We
Right.
live in such a world of convenience. Convenience has made us weak,
Yep.
but it once again it goes to that mindset. And another interesting mindset to have, and we talked about this before, is I think the greatest skill set to have is to be able to learn a skill set quickly.
Yes.
Because think about all the things that you could learn, and apply them. It absolutely, knowledge is power. Knowledge is power.
Yes, it is.
So you could go into the shift, having all the classes, having all those things, knowing all these things, but if your willpower is not there, you just give up. That's the biggest thing that that some of these rescuers talk about, is that if the person would have just hung on for one more day, whatever, people give up out there.
Yes, they do.
The despair hits you. You just want to, and it happens. People just take off their clothes and run off into the blizzard. Why? I mean, you were sheltered under a rock, but you just gave up and off you went. Same thing with drowning.
Yeah, I'm not that guy. I'm not giving up, because the will, you have to have the will. Where there's will, there's a way, period.
Right. Yeah. And trick yourself into it too. Talk yourself into it. Trick yourself. Be positive about it. Even though you're in such a bad, dire situation, making something positive, and being positive and having the will to do that, to carry on.
Yeah, exactly. So, let's just say, and God forbid if this ever happens to any of us during an SHTF event, that you have to protect your property from, as the proverbial marauders
the zombies, yeah.
Yeah, the
Zombie
zombies
marauders.
are coming upon your house.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's, what is your will to fight? What are you willing to stand and fight? Do you have the skill sets? And that's the romantic skill sets, right? The land of the pew pews. Uh, you might have all the guns, but you just look at them, or you take them to the flat range and shoot at little paper targets. What happens when you have to move and those paper targets shoot back? So I mean, it changes the when you go to the two-ray range, it changes the the dynamics rather
Dynamics.
quickly.
Yeah. Can you run and hit the deck and prone, drop off 3 shots, get up and run the opposite direction for cover?
Right, right. I mean, do you know that skill set of how to conceal yourself, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And when we get into those kind of skill sets,
Mm-hmm.
there is a degree you have to be smart about it because there is a safety issue, right? The training is hard, and it has to be hard. If you just go to the indoor range and plink plink plink, yeah, you're great, but can you do it under stress? Can you do it when yelling, cussing, and screaming are going on? All kinds of boom booms and loud things are going off, and there's blood everywhere. Can you do that? Can you have every distraction possible? Can you be shot and still return fire? I mean, how can you stop the bleeding? Your medical, can you do that all on the fly, right? It's best to start training these things now, even if you just get to be familiar with it. And then you get into the basics of it. You'll still have a general concept of how to keep yourself alive during that shift situation.
Mm-hmm. 13 days left. Hello, you have the right to defend your home. It's called the Castle Doctrine. That is true. If they make it into the house.
Well, we talk about shift.
Yeah. There
What
is
about
no
the
Castle
WROL? I mean,
Doctrine.
there's nobody coming to save you.
Right.
You are
It's
your own
lawless.
first responder.
Right.
You know,
Lawlessness bound.
yeah, the police are doing the same thing you're doing. They're protecting their families,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, but yeah, knowing your laws, okay, but what does shift mean? Uh,
Right. Right.
spaghetti hitting the fan. So
Yes.
it doesn't. You're not going to be worried about the castle doctrine. You're not going to be worried about
Mm-hmm.
speed limits. Yours are going to go.
Yeah. Plan B said the survival series alone demonstrates how
Oh
the
yeah,
psychological stresses, right, start taking over the skill sets the participants thought would get them through the challenge. That's absolutely right, Plan B.
yeah, yeah.
This right here, folks, is your number one resource. You gotta have it here and keep it here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, either whether it's true grit, whether it's your moxie, whether it's your intestinal fortitude, that's what it is, and that's going to carry you through. That's the true skill, being able to comprehend and learn, and being able to be okay with, okay, I'm stupid. I know I'm stupid. I don't know how to skin a squirrel, but I'll do it. I'll figure it out. And then going in with that mindset, like, oh, okay, this is easy. All right.
yeah,
That's going to carry you, and all those skill sets are just like accessories, right? Because
yes,
you've done all the work up here. You're pushing, you're driving. Everything else is just oh, was that some magic going? Hold on, hold on, folks. We got magic going on here.
he's holding his cup.
Let me see if it works. It's not working for me. It's
Hola. ¿Cómo está? Gracias. Look at that, y'all. It's
hola,
magic. It's magic.
magic. It's not working for me. Skull.
She said hello. She said hi,
Hello,
Shad.
hello, COO. Skull.
She says hello. The COO says hello to everybody. Yeah. But yes, you're right. It's a skill set that you have to be okay with, whatever your level may be.
Yeah,
But
and you gotta know what your level is.
yes,
You know, don't delusion yourself. You know,
yes,
think that you're John Wick. Or you're going to be Bear Grylls out there in the wilderness with just your knife, and you're going to make it work. You might, and people have, right?
yes.
There's people that do that. There, mountain men, and our ancestors did that. They just like,
Yep.
hey, let's go. But you got to have that. You got to have that heart. You got to have that drive. You got to have that mentality first. Or you just might. It might be awakened in you. Your first time out there in the woods all alone, with no training whatsoever. Maybe you figure it out right away. I don't know. It's always best to learn, beforehand. Get yourself familiar with it.
Yeah. Crystal R, welcome in. Good to see you. The prepping artist, welcome in. CUCV farmer in the building. Crazy backyard chicken man. Good evening. How are you? Welcome in, folks. Skills needed during SHTF with our special guest, Professor Mad Chad, that I call him.
Oh, yeah.
There it is.
Yes. Yes.
So we're talking about skills needed, mindset needed, and it's okay if you have a lack of skill in a particular area. That's why we always talk about practice.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Like as Allen Iverson said, practice. We talking about practice. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just keep practicing. I've always been that guy. I was a Marine, so I'm like, okay, I know how to do this, right? I came here and I learned how to can.
Right.
I can now.
Exactly.
I'm like, wow, I can.
The first time I learned how to can, I was like, what? And half the lids popped. I was like, okay.
Oh wow, yeah.
Half
Yeah.
the seals.
I have to say though, I had the Ghost Ghost Designs shop. Yep, I'm plugging him. Go get your t-shirts from him. But Ghost and his cannibals, they inspired me. And I was like, I can do that. Yeah, I can do that too.
Yes.
I was scared to death. I thought I was going to blow things up. I did. I thought I was going to blow something up. I was going to have ground beef all over the ceiling. Why is it on this? I'm going to be dead, and people are going to come in and go, why is it on the ceiling?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm with coffee.
But, what's up, coffee?
Then speak. But yeah, I'm with you. And that's the same way I was. The first time I canned, and didn't blow up anything, not half, but about 3 or 4 of the seals didn't take, and they popped, and they went up, and I was like, okay, these are no good. So threw the rings and the seals away, dumped out whatever was in it, put the jars in the dishwasher, washed them, and said, okay, we'll try this again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, through your failures is where you get better.
Yes.
What's the I know I don't know where it came from, but I know it's some kind of obscure movie reference. we fall down so we can learn to pick ourselves back up, right?
That was Bruce Wayne's dad that told him that Alfred said when he fell down the well, why do we fall?
Of course,
We
yes, Batman.
fall, learn to get up. Exactly. I'll leave it alone. Yes, that's why we fall, to learn to get up. But folks, everybody should, and here's what we should do. Pick 2 things that you know you're okay with, but could get better at skill-wise. Okay? And practice those. Now is the time. You know, we talk about practicing now before you actually need it in an emergency or in an SHTF event.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know, it's okay. It's okay if you don't know.
Right.
You know, it's fine. But like you said, you know, pick a skill set. Know your skill levels, right? Of your know your skill sets, and you know, yes, we can. What's up, Jack? KP Heathen got the tacos going. See, I just got derailed by tacos. Thanks, KP Heathen.
Yeah, and in 13 days, yeah, they have to pop. I know that. If not, they're not sealed. I'm not talking about the sound they make when the seal sets and it sucks in. I'm talking about when the top of the lid is rounded and it's popped up. Yes. But yeah, now's the time, folks. Yeah, backyard, crazy backyard.
I see that.
Bomber, you scared every way from a pressure cooker. Exactly. Yeah, but folks, Peterson Farms of Nashville, welcome in. Good to see you. How are you?
Hey.
Thank you for stopping in on Mayhemic Thursday. We're talking about skills needed during SHTF. So let me ask the chat this. Let's get some interactivity going.
Yeah, cha-cha. How you doing, cha-cha?
What is a skill that you know you need to work on? Just put it in the chat if you want.
Wow.
I have a list.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. I like to learn things. You know, I do. I like to learn a lot of things. There's a lot of things I don't want to learn though. You know, a lot of adulting things. You know,
Yeah.
It's the simple things in life that we call society that I have problems with.
Right.
But you know, throw me out in the woods, throw me out in the jungle, throw me out in I'm fine. You know, water gate canning,
Yep.
communication, gardening, right? Gardening. I'd love to do gardening. I've grown a few things in the past,
Yep.
but now I'd like to do a large scale.
Jones True. Yeah.
Jones True. What's up? And that's a good thing too. Is we have as our friend says, there's a wellspring of knowledge out there of people that just know how to do things and know and can guide you along the way, right? What's up, Vet Pep? Tying knots, right? But
Vet Prep,
you have to do it.
Yeah. And here's
You've
the
got
thing.
to do it.
And here's the plug. So for those of you that have been so gracious to join my Patreon channel, which you can, and it's free. You can donate if you want. You'll notice for all of you, whether you're a paid member or a free member, everything that I'm putting on there are skills and stuff on how-tos. That's what my give back is on Patreon. You guys, if there's tons of information that I'm sharing with everybody on Patreon, whether you're donating $1 or if you're donating nothing, because I'm trying to share this information. I have thousands of ebooks, and I go through them and say, you know what, we need this. So I'll put that up on Patreon. Everybody there, you can download it and store it away. I keep all of my ebooks on a portable USB 1 terabyte drive, and if I need to access it, I can. So regardless of what Ghost Lincoln said, my panel is free, and here is the link to it if you would like to join. You don't have to. If I could spell. There it is. There's the Patreon channel. There's tons of documents there, and I try to put 2 or 3 up at least every day or every other day. But anyway, I digress.
Oh, wow.
Everybody's talking. Yep, Plan B. I started a Patreon channel where I'm sharing information, and it's there for anybody that joins. Oki Khan, welcome in. Good to see you. Hope you are doing well. Yeah, everybody is talking about, skills that they need to brush up on. Now's the time, folks. Now's the time to do those things. I just did Plan B. I dropped it in the chat. Go ahead, Chad.
Where are we going?
Oh, I thought you were going to say something. 300. Welcome in. Good to see you, my friend. No, it's more like
I'm hanging out. I'm hanging out and reading chat. It's just like, wow, you guys are amazing.
They are amazing, and that's what I'm talking about. Michigan Outpost, Celtic Grandma. Good to see you. Good to see you. Jones Truth, it does. I just dropped the link in the chat, and it's all one word. There's a lot of stuff over there for paid members and free members.
Wow, that's awesome.
There it is.
I got to get over there. I got to get over there and see that.
And I've got stuff that I get, and some of it I've paid for, but I get the hard copy book as well as the book in PDF form. So
I'd say the computer skills is probably one of the skills I need to work up on. Learn more about it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, and I just thought of that. That's amazing, folks. If you have a group of people or a person that you can rely on during SHTF, now is the perfect time to get together and teach each other a skill that you don't know.
Yep.
We do it all the time. Learn something.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do. Plain and simple. What was that, guardsman? One flower can kill 10 men. There
Yes.
you go.
Water chestnut. I wouldn't mind getting into more foraging, identification of foraging, because I know a little bit. And then one of this water chestnut, don't eat that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And there's so many other things out there,
Coffee First said she's moving to Ohio. Seems to be where all the skilled people are. Well, according to the Livingston man, Ohio doesn't exist. Yeah. Right. Karen just said, foxglove, jujitsu will instantly stop a heart. Used properly, controls the rhythm of your heart. Foxglove.
Wow.
See, I'm just saying, foraging. I know that much about it, and I have come to the conclusion because stuff like fox feather and all these other, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to forage. Unless I know specifically it's a blueberry, raspberry, or blackberry. Other than that, that's it.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, who's
I
that?
guess growing up in Tennessee as a kid, you get to learn all these things. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's
Little old
classes. I mean, there's a professor that literally takes you out on the side of the road, and he shows you what you can eat, what you can't eat. You know, identifies it for you. Of course, goes through the whole thing. So there's actual people that in your area you can learn from. Medical, medical. There's all kinds of medical classes, that you can take.
huh.
Oh yeah, like someone we know. Yeah. But but
Yes.
I mean, like your ambulance, your first responders, they give these classes in your area, and
Yes.
sometimes they're free.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, look locally where you're at. You'll be amazed at all the skills there are out there that you can learn.
Yes. Vet prep. You're right. What was that? Little Lone Prepper was I saw her. I think it was Karen she was talking with, and they were foraging right there on the side of the
Yeah.
road, and I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" And she's talking about you can eat this, you can eat this, you can eat this, and all of that. Yeah. I just
Hmm.
dropped the link again to our Patreon channel. I saw some folks asking about it, but a foraging class is something I definitely would need to take.
Hmm.
Other than that,
Yeah.
I won't do it. I won't forage because I'm not going to die by eating something that is going to kill
Eating
me.
the wrong mushroom, you either
Exactly.
die or you're somehow butt naked running through the woods for some reason.
Right, exactly. Prepper Book Club. Good to see you, my friend. Welcome in, welcome in. Yeah,
What's up?
yeah. CUCV Farmer. Good to see you if I didn't speak to you, sir. But yeah, these are the things we need to focus on now
Hmm.
before we get in a situation where we either have to do it or must learn it. I saw somebody said they were a bladesmith,
Oh, yeah,
guard,
guardsman probably.
guardsman.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
yeah.
That's an
Forger.
amazing
A lot
skill.
of forge stuff.
Blacksmith, period, is being a blacksmith, bladesmith is absolutely a priceless skill.
Make anything. Yeah,
Yes,
make anything, fix anything that's metal. You know.
yes,
Woodworking. I mean, think about what you've done in your life as a job, right?
yeah,
Uh, you know, uh, were you a painter? Were you a truck driver? Were you a convenience store clerk? Did you do accounting? All these things. Did you have to do complex calculations in your head for work? For paperwork and stuff. I mean, all those skill sets do transfer over into other things. And the same way, that's what I'm learning is all that stuff transfers into accounting, into complicated paperwork, or right taxes,
yeah,
or right.
right.
All that stuff does transfer into it, right? You just gotta trick yourself, get that mindset. Um, you know, Go after it. Get
Yeah,
after it, learn things, and
yeah.
find people that know things.
Right. Guardsman said he's a master bladesmith. He's been doing it since he was 20 years old. And by
He's
the way,
21.
Robert Bates, I have never run through the woods naked. So allegedly.
Well,
But there, I Never mind. I'm not even going. I'm not even going to go down that road. So yes, I've never done it before in my entire life, and I'm not trying to now. So Ms. Jones Truth said, "I'm preparing for the November SHTF. Something tells me it might get crazy." And Ms. Jones Truth, I agree with you 1,000%, and that's why we're talking about what we're talking about now.
Yeah.
You know, folks.
What does the city teach you? What does the hood teach you? What does the streets teach you? Right? How to be aware of things. When something's about to pop off, you're like, we got to go, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you start seeing people just kind of looking around, you got their hands going like this and stuff, or you see some weird signals going in the air. You can feel it. You can feel it in the air. And people feed off of each other, and start to get clues and signs. That's how we're wired anyway. We're wired to almost have this sixth sense against danger, right? And since we already know it, because our sixth sense is way back, because we're all preppers. We're all, thinking. So we know what's going to happen. So
Yes.
why are we not preparing now for it? What do you say, Trent?
No,
The
you're
time is now. The time is now.
time is now. That's
Time is
right.
now. So we already know what's going to happen. So let's go ahead and prepare for it. I'm going to go ahead and take vacation.
Yeah.
I'll be in Acapulco for a week.
Yep. Exactly. And that's the whole thing. Holly says, it's going to be worse than we think. Yeah, it could be. It could be. Y'all all know I'm not a fear mongerer nor a fear porn. But I will say this. From what we have seen since Charlie 19, the world is different than it used to be. And it's going to get much worse before it gets better.
Yeah.
Because this man right here, right here. Yeah, him. Yeah, professor has talked about when enough people say enough.
Yeah, well said. Yeah. When that's you said it's going to get worse before it gets better. It gets worse, then we make it better. That's the only way it works, because it's going to get worse and continue to get worse until we say, okay, we're going to make it better now.
Yes.
That's tyranny requires compliance. Right? That's the only way it works. If you comply with tyranny, it's only going to get worse.
That's right. And that's the whole thing. And that's why I was poking the bear, because I wanted him to say exactly that. Yeah, I knew that. I needed to hear that, because tyranny only works, folks, if we comply.
Yep.
Yep. And the piece of paper. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. And so tyranny also works to get everyone reliant upon them. So if you're self-reliant, if you're resourceful, if you have skill sets, even if you have a basic knowledge of them, you are more prepared to fight tyranny off, to stave off tyranny, because they want to entrap you and get you hooked on food, water, power, because you can't get it anywhere else, right? Well, what if you don't care about any of those things and you're self-reliant? You can do it yourself. You can grow your own food. You can make your own house. You can make your own power. Why do I need them? I can protect myself. we can protect ourselves because we make our own food, we make our own power. Even if they say we can't. Well,
Right.
you know, sorry, don't comply. It doesn't apply to me, right? So
Yeah,
much better
exactly.
off.
Exactly. And folks, you know, I got a couple videos coming out, and I'll say this now. Start prepping your water more than what you're already doing, folks.
Mm.
Not just preserving it, but know how to purify it to make it drinkable, as they say, potable.
Mm.
Do it, because I have a suspicion two things this year is going to happen outside of the mayhemicness that's about to break loose. We're going to experience a serious grid down and a major water something.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's water is very, very vulnerable. It is. I mean, I live here. I live Lake Erie. You know, it's a freshwater lake. We have a lot of aquifers. We have a lot of creeks. We have rivers. We have water, and it's
Yeah.
just open. You can go there and look at it. You can put your feet. You can put your toes in the creek, right? How easy would it be for somebody to just go, oh, there's a pathogen.
Yeah.
There you go. Everyone downstream is going to get that pathogen now. Everything. So I mean, it's very, very vulnerable. And of course, what you said with the power outages, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So start preparing now. You know, we should be already, you know, a good idea of what we need to do
Right.
to exist in this. Brother Devil Dog. That's right. That's right, folks. Sub up to Brother Devil Dog. Devil Dog Prepper. We want to get him up to 1,000, 500, 1,000. Get him up there. So when he gets out, he can jump right back into the mean YouTube streets and be a player. So
Please, folks, subscribe to his channel if you have not. He's in the hospital. The surgery went exceptionally well. They were able to remove all of the tumor that was sitting on his optic nerve. His wife said he's in recovery and he is doing exceptionally well. All of his vital signs are absolutely amazing. So for those of you that have been praying for him, please continue. And
it works. It does.
we're planning a visitation sometime after a few days and after he's awake and cognizant. We're going to storm the hospital
With magic markers.
With magic markers. Who knows? We may even do a live stream.
Maybe bacon.
And bacon. Yeah. Bacon and magic markers and a live stream. Yeah. But please, if you have not, please subscribe to Devil Dog's YouTube channel. Please. Please.
Yeah. Check out Devil Dog Prepper. Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, Shad, so let me ask you this. Let's do top 5 skills needed during the SHTF.
Okay. Perseverance, endurance.
Perseverance and endurance.
Yeah, endurance. It just, I mean, that alone. Just don't quit. Don't give up. Don't stop. You know, and always, you know, bettering your position. You know, always trying to find ways to, you know, for food. How are you going to feed yourself? Water. How are you going to drink? Yeah, that's very important. You know. I'd like to say physical fitness. That would be a good skill set. I mean, the better off you are, if you can run, if you can walk, if you can walk and carry heavy things for a long period of time, if you can, work, so you're building a structure, you're digging holes or whatever you're doing,
Right.
how to build, shelter for yourself,
Yep.
or to endure it, right?
Yep.
5. And of course, there's the protection, right? How can you protect yourself? Can you escape and evade? You don't have to fight all the time. Can you
That's
just
true.
stay out of the limelight?
Hey,
It's
growing up in the hood, some of the best fights were the one you avoided and ran
right,
from.
right.
Yeah.
I
And
got really good at jumping fences.
you and me both. I'm
Backyards.
talking, hey, that's one way how I learned to do hurdles in high school
Oh,
was
see?
going up
Yep.
over them fences.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. But folks, focus on the needs and up your game on some of your skills. Doesn't matter what it is. Just
Yeah.
get more familiar with it, get better at it.
Yeah. Yeah. Get more comprehensive. Increase your comprehension.
Yes.
I'd have to say that is the biggest skill. The Navy SEALs, they pride themselves on being able to learn something quickly.
Yeah.
Hey, you're going to Poland, you got to learn Polish overnight. Huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a book. Get to it. Your flight leaves in 5 minutes. Okay.
Yep.
And so they pride themselves in learning how to learn.
Yes.
Uh, it's different for a lot of people, me especially. I've been bonked in the head a few times, but I make it work, right? And I figure it out. I'm like, okay, yeah. I've been studying a dead language for years now. So doing things and you got to know, you got to want to do it, right? You got to motivate yourself. You got to be positive with yourself because you're going to be in a disparity place.
Yes.
The rain cloud is going to be over your head, raining down upon you, and you got to
Yeah.
be able to be smiling and starving at the same time.
That's right. That's right. Or because we prep, we have to be well fed and look like we're starving.
Right, right. Yep. Go gray man. Yeah.
Gray
Yep.
man. That's right.
Yep.
And that's the biggest thing, folks.
Yep.
Um,
Deception. That's a good one too. Yep.
how many days? Celtic Grandma said, let me put this up on the screen here. How many days water should we have? So here's my theory. Now you can Celtic Grandma prep the way you want. FEMA says 1 gallon per day per person. So for 7 days, that would be 7 gallons. I say, and I teach, double it. I say 6 gallons of water per person per day.
Yeah.
And
I mean, if you drink a gallon of water a day, that is peak performance. That is the
yes,
utmost peak performance that you can be at is a gallon of
yeah,
water a day. But how hard is it to drink a gallon of water a day? Uh, but yeah, and be aware that 3 days without water, that's it.
you're
Yeah.
done. Yeah, the body will start collapsing and it will go into protective mode. Your limbs won't work. You can't think, none of that because it's protecting your vital organs.
Mhm.
I have a video of a class I taught 2 weeks ago. It's called Building a Foundation of Preparedness, where it talks about all of that. It was a 4-hour class, and the file is so big, and we have compressed it and this, that, and the other. I can't put it on my Patreon channel.
It's too much. Huh?
It is. And I know if I put it on YT, it's going to get taken down or I'm going to get a strike.
Mm.
So I'm working on probably hosting it on my website where you can go click on it and then you can watch it. But I'll let everybody know when and where and what that does. But when it comes to water, folks, I'd rather have too much and not need it than need it and not have it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, you know, they say a minimum of 3 days worth of water. No. For me, I say a minimum of 7 days worth of water, which is technically 6 gallons, because water is the number one resource we take advantage of and really don't think about it. Because we do so much with it. We drink it, we bathe with it, we cook with it, we clean with it, we do everything with it and really don't realize how much water we use.
Yeah. Yeah. And
So,
it's a beautiful renewable resource.
yes.
You know, it leaves here as vapor, goes up into the sky, gets in a cloud, and falls down as rain, and it's beautiful. And yeah, learn water. Learn water. Water is
Yes.
amazing.
Matter of fact, I got a video of 2 water storage, aqua bricks, and
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah,
Lego blocks.
I'm gonna redo a video and talk about that. And I have another one that I'll say this, and you'll see it when I drop the video. And I'm not saying this just because this product is one of our affiliates. I'm saying this because the product works. Everybody should have one in their bug out bag or their get home bag. That's all I'm gonna say about it until I drop the video.
Just keep us in suspense, huh? Okay.
I am, yes. If I can get my lazy cameraman Steve to trail me down to the creek where I will literally do this and drink the water that it filters right there. Yeah.
Cool.
Yes. But anyway, folks, I appreciate all of y'all. Professor Shad, I'm going to give you the last words before we get out of here.
Yeah, don't quit. Don't stop. I mean, that's the biggest one for me. And don't quit. Don't stop learning. And just keep learning. You know, keep learning things. I'm learning new things every day. You know, and it's amazing. And it has nothing to do with my interest or my skill sets. You know, it's get out of your comfort zone and learn things. You know, you'll be much better off, and you'll be an asset to yourself and an asset to others.
Exactly. And with that, folks, I'll say this. First of all, Professor Shad, thank you very much for joining me tonight to talk about skills needed during SHTF.
Thank you. Thank you. Right. Charity's right here by my feet.
Cole's laying here. Yeah, he's stretched out doing something. And I'll say this, folks, to y'all. Keep on prepping because your family depends on you and it depends on your life. This is Vision Preparedness with Professor Mad Shad, who deploys knife hands. God bless everybody. Stay safe, and we will see you in the next video. Take care. Good night, and we'll see you soon.
The time is now.